Barbershop Conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So I just saw Nate Parker's Birth of a Nation. Incredible film, well directed, well produced. First, I'm going to talk about it from a director's perspective. It was impeccable. Transitions, locations, very few wasted scenes. You know when a movie's done a great job when you can develop characters in silence, and you guys will see it. There's a handful of scenes that you will pick up on it. Like, I give one when Nate Parker is taking his slave master down the road, and three white men says a nigger was just ran away, and they say we haven't seen him. And then we come back. There's nothing that happens. We come back, and the next scene or two scenes later, they're coming back home with their horse and carriage, and there's a dead man. There's a dead black man on the side of the road when he's going back to his plantation. And the transitions, Nate Parker, your transitions were some of the best transitions I've seen. I'm gonna just go over two transitions for you guys. I want you guys to look out for it and tell me what you guys think. There was one transition where he's hovering over his wife, as she was severely beaten up by three white men, and he blows out a candle and it wakes up his slave master. There's so many silent messages in it, but the transition was just beautiful. When I say beautiful, I mean beautiful. And the ending, when the little boy grows up into a man and then to a soldier fighting in the Civil War, beautiful, man. And him going from boy to man, and the development of the grandmother. From a director's perspective, if you're an aspiring director, which I am, I mean, I'm fortunate enough that I've done some films and I've been nominated for an Emmy and I've won so many film festivals, but from a director and producer perspective, you need to watch this film and just take notes in terms of the character development and silence. He developed so many characters with so few lines. He didn't waste a lot of scenes developing characters, but they were just as powerful as Nate Parker and his slave master. The locations, great. Whoever was the location scout did a hell of a job. What they wore was just incredible. Now let's talk about from a moviegoer's perspective. What more can you ask for? It takes you through so many more emotions, and you can see the symmetry in between now and 2016. You say, "Oh, that was so long ago, 200 years," but the symptoms still exist. And when I was watching Nat Turner, I realized that it takes a rebellion. It takes conflict. Lauryn Hill has a song on her MTV Unplugged called Rebel. I encourage you guys to listen to that song. Just Google it, Lauryn Hill, Rebel, Live Unplugged. I encourage you guys to go watch that, to go listen to that song. And it does an incredible job. I wish they would have used that song for this film, but it's a lot to digest. And nowhere, although Nat Turner was being abused and emasculated, demonized, whipped, ridiculed, he never was the victim in this film. Every scene, he showed growth. Every scene was a learning experience for Nat Turner until he realized we gotta ride out and kill these slave masters. Every scene he grew and grew and learned physically, emotionally, spiritually. And it was just impeccable. And it also talks about the Bible. Whatever side of the Bible you're on, you're going to get something from this movie, whether you believe the Bible was not a doctrine from God, or two, you believe it was a doctrine from God. You know, but I thoroughly enjoyed that we were not the victims. No one died in vain. The reason why in the beginning of the film no one died in vain, because it empowered everybody in the film. It empowered Nate Parker, and he did an incredible job. And I don't even like slave films. I walked out on Django. I didn't see The Help in the movies. I don't watch the guy from Atlanta, the gay. I can't think of his name. I don't watch his Mama Dia. I can't think of his name right now. But I don't watch none of his films because I don't like black men emasculating themselves, wearing dresses, and but Nate Parker, classy, educational, I believe thorough. I'm going to do some more reading on Nat Turner. The film was based where my family originated from in Virginia, so I had some attachment to that. Just an impeccable film, man. I encourage all you guys to go check it out. And moving forward to 2016, it reminds me of the people with so much power, how they're afraid to rebel. They're afraid to lose their monetary clout, or the little bit of power that was given to them by the system. And it saddens me because I couldn't help but think about the NBA, how the NBA is 80% black, and yet and still they walk around powerless. You know, the example I like to use is when Chris Paul and the Clippers had a great opportunity, when I say a great opportunity, to get America behind our social issues, when Donald Sterling went on his tyrant, and they still played against Golden State, and they shouldn't have, because they lost that game by like 30 or 40. And then yesterday or 2 days ago, you see the Houston Rockets and the New York Knicks holding arms and clasping shoulder. That does nothing. People always say unity this, unity that. There's no such thing as unity when you're under this flag. Let's be loud and clear. There's no difference between a white man calling you a nigga, waving the Confederate flag, and you standing at attention for the flag with 13 stripes and 50 stars on it. There's no difference. And this film does a great job, an eloquent job at depicting those truths and telling you must rebel. You have to rebel. And I wish we had a leader like a Malcolm X today, a Tupac maybe. But the docile and tame leaders who say we must march in peace. These pastors who don't want to lose their tax-free property, you know. So that's why churches are very afraid, because they don't pay taxes, you know. And the biggest pimps of us all is the Catholic Church. The Vatican is his own city, you know. I don't know how, and I'm speaking of the Catholic Church, how you can rape a little boy and still get a pension for the rest of your life if you're a priest. So, but this film is a must-see. If you have the opportunity to take 3 or 4 generations with you to watch this film, I encourage you to do so. Your son, your mother, your grandmother, your grandfather, your great-grandmother. I think it'll tie everything back together. You're gonna have an emotional wreck. You're gonna walk out of that movie not wanting to kill white people, but wanting to stand up for the rights of black people. And that's how I felt. I didn't walk around saying I wanted to kill white people, beat up white people. I wanted to stand up for what I believe, what we are entitled to as a black society in America. You know, I threw away the word African American a long time ago because we can't be American when we're under that flag and we're still under systemic racism. So when you say you're African American, you're acknowledging that your existence began when you came to America and you were accepting slavery. That's just my opinion. And so I don't use the term African American. I use black. And so again, watch the film. Pay attention. There's a lot of stuff in details, like even the background stuff was just so powerful. You know how I just believe that, you know, in the Bible they use the word sword, and in the film he used the sword to kill the man who brutally attacked his wife, and he didn't even know it was the man. And to know you're gonna go battle and you're all gonna die, and yet you know that it's gonna make for an impactful and better future. I don't know too many people who would die today for the advancement of the black culture in America. So Barbershop Conversations, watch this film, take your time. I'm not saying you have to watch it 3 or 4 times, but you need to digest it and look at the character development of all these characters, and look how we are although we are raped, we are emasculated, we are shamed, we are called nigger. We are never not developing in this film. So watch the film. Tell me what you guys think tomorrow in the comment section. Feel free. I appreciate you guys. So Barbershop Conversations, go watch this film. And I think my strike is up in a couple of days or so, because that way I'll be able to do, because I definitely want to talk more, but I'm at 13 minutes right now, and I want to make sure it uploads. So, but Barbershop Conversations, watch this film. Go pay your $12, or if you like me, you buy one ticket, you tear it, and give it to your partner, and you guys walk by the person who collects the tickets and act like you've been in already. And you get a 2-for-1 special, like the pizzas. And but anyways, man, it's all good. Do what you choose. Barbershop Conversation. Support Nate Parker. I thought he did an incredible job from a director's perspective. It's a clean film. Clean film. If you're not into timepieces, you're not really gonna like. I'm not really into timepieces in terms of like anything. I don't really like black and white films or slavery films. Just don't turn me on at all. So all the way back to Sankofa when I was a junior in high school and I watched that in the movie theater, I was kind of turned off by it, you know. But because we're always the victim. This is the first film that deals with this topic, and we're not victims for real. And we 100% rebel and get victory in death. So Barbershop Conversation, feel free to hit the subscribe button and tell a friend. And congratulations, Nate Parker, $17 million. I know it's not all yours because you had to get investors, but it took you 7 to 8 years to get this project done, and I salute you. And white, black, tall, black, or brown, I think we should all be appreciative of his perseverance. And if you don't like the film, draw from his perseverance that it took him 8 years and he got it done. So Barbershop Conversations. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.